everyone. Welcome again to K Podcast. So, today we are gonna be talking about this Jonah Hills thing, and you know the control that I feel like women have been quiet for a long time, and I do understand why a lot of women are also outraged and not don't want to hear anything a guy or a man has to say nowadays because of the amount of control that men have had on women's body for a long time and still having and thinking that they have to actually control women's body. And I do actually understand why women are not taking it. It doesn't matter anymore. Now, with that being said, we're gonna get into this Jonah Hills thing. But before we do that, I'm gonna be playing this particular video over here, and I'm gonna be coming back with my thoughts on this.
By one of his exes. This is Sarah Brady, and I never thought the day would come where Jonah Hill would be called out by one of his exes. This is Sarah Brady, and she is a surfer slash law student. My God, she's beautiful. I mean, she's absolutely stunning. This is her Instagram where she posted all the receipts. So in December of 2021, Jonah sent her this text message basically listing off his boundaries if she wanted to continue in a relationship with him. So he goes, "You cannot surf with men. You cannot have boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men." I need more context on what he means by boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men, because up at the top right there, he says that she cannot surf with men whatsoever. So does he also mean that you cannot have a friendship with a man, and if you do, it's boundaryless and inappropriate? She cannot model. She cannot post pictures of herself in a bathing suit. She cannot post sexual pictures, which I don't think she's ever posted a sexual picture. And this bottom one, I do agree with. You should never be friends with somebody that's still in a low place, because a sinking ship will always drag you down with it. But he goes on to say that I'm not the right partner for you if you cannot get all of these things in order for me. And then he goes on to send her like some photos on her Instagram that are not acceptable. But wait, this was him in July of 2021 liking those photos that he now wants her to take down. And then he goes on and on and on and on, and you can read for yourself. And then he mentions her therapist. "I love how your therapist thinks I suck. I'm literally the best boyfriend in the world, on earth." Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
So for me, I'm gonna say this. There is difference between boundaries and trying to control somebody. Those are two different things right off the top. And the sign that he's showing is not creating boundary, is just controlling and manipulative. He wants to literally control her career, the career that this young lady, before you guys, before I continue, let me tell you guys, this is a very, very young woman. She's around 25. You get me? And she's been having her career before she met this guy over here. And now he wants her to stop everything that she's doing and just stay and focus on him. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Because let me tell you how it starts. It would go this way, and then he would be extremely controlling to the fact that she will not be able to speak or do anything. This is a very narcissistic behavior. And instead of him calling out her therapist, he should be going to see a therapist himself. He should be going to see a therapist himself. So he's out here simping, yeah, I'm going to call it, because he was over there falling when he did not have this woman. When he was not together with her, I'm going to call it what it is. He was there liking the photos that he wants her to take down now, because he cannot bear in mind that this woman can be, other men might be attracted to her and he might lose her. I don't think it's even about him losing her, because let me tell you something. If she's with you and you look like this, I don't think she's looking out for any other guy. Like, at this point, I think you're 100% safe, but I'm pretty sure he knows that. He looks like this, and she looks like what she looks like. And it's giving jealousy. And this is the thing. I want to ask men to date women that you feel like you're going to be comfortable with. If you want a non-attractive woman, go look for a non-attractive woman. Because if you're out here looking for a bombshell, looking for a baddie, looking for a hot woman, and then trying to literally turn that woman to what you would expect her to be, like, it is just giving narcissistic behavior and controlling behavior. It is giving control and abuse. And I'm so happy that she actually exposed him this time. He is giving insecure. Yes, yes, he's giving insecurity. It's written all over him. And I'm like, why do you want to control her so bad? Because first of all, let me just bring up this video over here so you can get what it is, because we're going to talk about her age too. This is why men also go towards younger women. They go after younger women so that they can manipulate them and control them, and thinking that the women will not have anything to say at the end. Let me bring this video up here.
20 goes, you don't get to play the 25 card. At first I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, are we playing Uno? And then I realized she's 25.
Yeah, you can listen to that. Like, he said you don't get to play the 25 card. Then why didn't you go and look for a more mature woman? Jonah Hills did not go and look for a more mature woman. He went to look for somebody that he can control. And literally coming out here saying, you don't have to play the 25 card. She's 25. She's still a very, very young adult. And it's giving me, insecurities. And it's not only insecurities. It's the fact that he thinks that she's so young that he can control her whole life. He wants to control her. And let me tell you something. If she had given into this, it would have turned to abuse, and her life would have been miserable. Her life would have been miserable.
Her frontal lobe is freshly sealed. Like, what were you expecting? Ew.
No, he was, it's not what was he expecting. He was expecting to be controlling. He was expecting to be able to control her whole life and her career, telling her what not to do. This is not setting boundaries. If you see, this is how boundaries work for people that don't understand how boundaries work. You can say, I don't like to, stick around with people that are these. And when you finish saying that, you move away from people like that. You don't say all of those things and then still sit down and expect the people to change for you. That is not setting boundaries. That is controlling. That is not setting boundaries. You are not setting boundaries. You're being controlling. That's the two are very, very different. What he did was absolutely crazy. Now let's go to this next one over here, because this news, I've been trying to look away, but more and more topics, people are making more and more posts about this, and I said, you know what, I'm going to talk about it, because I don't think a lot of people understand the difference between boundaries and being controlling. There are two different things. You saying I cannot go around with people like this and then leave, that is setting boundaries. Or I cannot let people treat me like this or say things like this about me and still be with those people, that, and then you leave, that is setting boundaries. But when you say, I don't like you to do this, do that, this is the kind of people I don't like sticking around with, you cannot, that is not boundaries. That is absolute control. You're trying to control somebody's life. There's a difference.
Listen, between Jonah Hill and Keke Palmer's baby daddy, it is clear that these men date baddies and then be mad when they still be baddies, right? First of all, I think it's hilarious that no one remembers his name and they just say Keke Palmer's baby daddy, because same, right? But he himself took a video of her shaking her ass after she had the baby and put it on his own Instagram. And what? Jonah Hill dated a surfer, saw a surfer, pursued a surfer, and then got with a surfer and was like, hey man, them bikini pics, take them down, girl. And then conflated so much therapy language, which will be another video, right? But I keep seeing videos of y'all dragging women, and I'm using the term correctly, pick-me's, because y'all don't know what that means.
Girl, I tell you the truth, ladies. I got a pick me video today. That's why I attached this video because I think these two goes together. We're gonna listen to a pick me later. Yeah, I think we're gonna put her video over here at the end of this video because you're gonna hear what a pick me sound like crying because she's not getting picked. And this is the thing with all these pygmies that are out here crying about they would be submissive. Men like Jonah Eels, don't they have eyes to go and look for those girls? Like there are girls that would submit to men like Jonah Hills. Like there are women out here that are full blown, professional pygmies that are begging for men to look at them. And of course, these men are not looking at them, but they want to go and literally pick somebody that, have standard for herself and self-awareness. Like all these pygmies out here crying, don't men like Jonah Hill see them? Like I don't understand. There are a lot of women talking about I will submit, I will do everything that you want, but yet none of these men are picking them. Like what is happening? I thought men like submissive women. Let's talk about it. Men be out here in the podcast talking about I like me a submissive woman, but they never go after a submissive woman because they're trying to cage a bed that they cannot catch. They don't want the easy one. They don't want the woman that is easy for them to get. They want the one that they have to pursue and then just literally turn you into nothing and just turn your life miserable and try to control your every being.
Who are like, I did this, I did that, I did this and that, and still haven't been picked. Context clues, idiots. And it's because these men are telling these women to do a certain thing, and somehow they still pursue the baddie. They just seem to want to change her.
It's not a changer. They just want to control something that they feel like cannot be controlled. They feel, threatened by women that don't like being controlled. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's all about power and control in many of these men's head. It's mostly about power and control. That's why they don't go after the pygmy, because if they go after the pygmy will be there, be like, yeah, I'm here. I do everything. They don't want that. They don't want that. Many of these men don't want that. So we're going to bring up the pygmy video over here. And you guys, prepare yourself for this.
Some spicy content for my
Hold on. Let me just take it back. Don't know why it's always playing at the middle.
sex worker. So today my boyfriend and I will be filming some spicy content for my
Okay, I'm not being rude, and this is not to be disrespectful to this girl in any single way. This is not coming at her at all, but I'm offended because I am a 29-year professional in a respectable job. I own my own place. I pay my own bills. I pay my own way. I have only had 2 boyfriends in my lifetime, and the one lasted 6 years, the other one lasted 3 years. I don't even post my ankles, much less my thighs, on social media. All you get in is
Ooh, pygmy. Ooh, pygmy. I don't post my ankles. Talk less about my thighs. I'm Holy Mary in here, and yet I'm not getting picked. That's what it's giving. It's giving desperation. It's giving I've done everything that you told me to do, and yet I'm not getting picked.
Head and Shoulders like the shampoo. All you getting is a mugshot. Never got pregnant, dropped out of school, had an abortion, joined the gang. If you was to look on social media right now, you will find nothing. You're not gonna find news. You're not gonna find me fighting people online. You're not gonna find me doing none of that. The most you'll see me doing is cracking jokes. And I'm single.
She done read us all her resume. She done read us all her resume, what she has not done and what she got education, she studied, she did this, she doesn't post her ankles, talk less about her thighs, she's a good girl, all of that, and she is single. Alpha males, she is single out here, she calling you. All the alpha males, she calling you guys. Like she's doing everything you say. Why is she still single? All these men that be out here talking about women need to submit. Come and meet the submitter over here. She's submitting. She's telling you she's a submitter. And she's still single. Why is she still single, guys? All this podcaster, alpha man, and all of this. Why is this lady still single? She's doing everything, following all your rules, not doing a lot, not going to jail, not being problematic. She done read us all of her resume. And to be sincere, she's still single till today. Yeah. She's still single.
Okay. Okay.
So this woman knows almost nothing about this other woman. All she knows is what this woman does for a living. And that means that she feels that she's automatically a better girlfriend, a better candidate for love.
Hold on, I didn't hear what she said before. I'm just gonna take it back a little bit. Yeah, she's single. I mean, she thinks she's better than everybody. That's the thing with the pygmies. They think following everything, all the rules that men said is gonna, get them picked. And when they don't get picked, they get mad, they get frustrated, they start being jealous at every other girl. Oh, thank you, Sun and Sunflower. Thank you very much for your $10. Thank you very much. So they start getting mad at every other woman because she went after that girl that made a post talking about her content that she needs to create, and she over here hating about I've never done this, I've never done that. And all of a sudden I'm like, girl, please, it doesn't matter if you follow their rules, they're not gonna pick you.
A better girlfriend, a better candidate for love. She doesn't feel this other woman is worthy of love. She goes on to list her entire resume, complete with references for why she's more worthy of love. And what's sad about this is that this is one of the most obvious cases of being a pick me as I've ever seen. Pick me, choose me, love me. I haven't done this online. I haven't done this. I've only had 2 boyfriends in my life. And like, you go through all these reasons why you think you're better than this woman without knowing anything about this woman. Clearly somebody doesn't mind. It's like, just because somebody would make a different life choice than you doesn't make them any less worthy of love. But she seems to think so. And this is sad to me because this happens all too often. It's like there is a pot for every lid. No matter what you've done in life, no matter who you are, how you are, there is somebody who's going to be perfectly fine with it. You're not a better.
Okay, I don't know why this is breaking up, but I'm checking my internet is still working fine, but I don't understand why it's breaking up. Now I'm gonna say this. Yeah, she wanna be picked. I'm just gonna let her finish. I don't know why it's breaking up.
Woman because you made different choices. My question is, who did she make this video for? Did she make it for the other woman that she stitched? You want this woman to know that you're a better woman than her and that you deserve a man and she doesn't? Did you make the video for her man to say that why did you choose a woman like that when women like me are still available? Did you make that video for other women? That can't be, because there's a whole list of things that you listed that some women may have done one thing on that list or all the things or none of the things on that list. Like, who did you make the video for? This is the kind of thing that should have stayed in the drafts. It comes across very judgy, and it makes it seem like unless you are utter perfection in your eyes, you don't deserve a partner, and you definitely don't deserve love.
Yeah, she thinks other women that are out here, enjoying their life, not doing what she's doing, do not deserve love. Oh my God, I studied, I did this, I have 3 majors, I have 3 bachelor degrees, I never show my uncle, I'm a Christian woman, I've never done this or that. Girl, please, nobody want to read your resume. And you reading all of this resume that she done read for us. Still she's still single, and the men that are setting the rules and moving the goalposts, they still not found her, by the way. So let's go back to this Jonah Hill stuff over here, because I'm gonna let another content creator actually talk about why women are leaving, because women are not opting out of relationship or marriage because they want to do that. It's mostly what they have been going through in relationships that make women want to go out and literally stay single or not want to be married or want a divorce. So I'm gonna bring another video over here also about this Jonah Hills thing, and then we're gonna move on to the next video talking about why women are leaving marriages, filing for divorce first. Because this is the thing, a lot of people talk about women are the first people to file for divorce. Why are they filing for divorce? Is it because they're being treated like queens in their marriages? Is it because they're being pampered and cared for in their marriages? No, it's because they are being abused. They are subjugated to some kind of abuse and they don't want to take it anymore. So they file for divorce. All of a sudden, society sees it as if, oh, they are the first one to file for divorce. Why? But nobody talks about the reason why women are opting out of these relationships. We're going to turn a blind eye to what men are doing and just put the fault on the person leaving the abusive situation.
Boundaries publicly, he's wrong. Jonah Hill tried to set boundaries privately. He's wrong. How should men set boundaries, ladies? We're listening. Well, good sir, I'm so glad that you asked. I'm here to answer all of your questions, so buckle up. We're going to take this one by one. Let's start with Keke Palmer. So Keke Palmer was at an Usher concert where she's wearing this outfit where you can see a little bit of booty, and her baby daddy says, it's the outfit though, you are mom. Let's start from the beginning. Was this even a boundary? Let's look at the definition of boundary. Personal boundaries are the limits and rules we set for ourselves in relationships. So these are generally connected to things that we are willing to accept, behaviors that we are willing to receive from other people and do for other people, right? So boundary is distinct from a preference. A preference is the type of person that we're looking for, right? From hair color to eye color to race to religion to politics. Why do we have to distinguish a boundary from a preference? Because a boundary is typically something that is considered quite sacred. It is something that we are required to honor. So when you elevate a preference to a boundary, you're basically weaponizing the boundary because you know that there is a degree of authority or respect that comes with the boundary, and you are requiring somebody to obey that preference, which is down here, as though it is a boundary. Now let's be clear, everybody is entitled to have whatever preference they want. If a man wants to have a preference that he only wants to marry a woman who dresses a certain way, fine, that is your preference. If my preference is that I only want to date people who don't eat flaming hot Cheetos, that is my preference. So is there anything wrong with having a preference? No. So what's the problem? Let me tell you. Number one, you communicated your preference publicly, okay? So you made your private family business a public spectacle, and that in itself is a betrayal. The second thing is whether you're expressing your preference as a deal breaker or as a form of control. When you're expressing your preference as a deal breaker, what you're saying is that I can't date someone who eats flaming hot Cheetos. If you continue to eat flaming hot Cheetos, I just can't be in a relationship with you, okay? That is a deal breaker. Now, when you express your preference as a form of control, what you do is you try to shame that person for what they're doing or what they have done. For example, by saying, you're a mom. For example, by saying, I have standards and morals. What you're inadvertently saying is that you don't have standards and morals. So you're shaming that person so that they conform to your preference. That is a form of control. So in sum, number one, is this a boundary or is this a preference? Number two, if this is a preference, express that preference privately. Number three, when you are expressing that preference, ask yourself, is this a deal breaker for me legitimately, or is this a form of control to persuade the other person to conform to the preferences that I have set? Stay tuned to part 2 for Jonah Hill.
Okay, she talked about the Kiki one, but like I said before, for me, like I said, I explained all of the thing between preference, between boundaries and control, because what Jonah Hill did was trying to control that 25-year-old. The fact that, why is that video again? Let me see, because this girl says it better than I do. She says it better than I do.
20 goes, you don't get to play the 25 card. At first I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, are we playing Uno? And then I realized she's 25. Like, her frontal lobe is freshly sealed. Like, what were you expecting? Ew.
Yep, that's it. Like, I'm like, seriously, there are a lot of things that are going on out here that I'm just looking at. And this is the thing, a lot of women have been accepting this, and now women are literally opting out. So now we're going to talk about why women initiate divorce and why a lot of women do actually leave relationships, especially toxic and manipulative, controlling relationships. So I'm going to bring up this other TikToker to actually talk about this particular topic and actually share some of the stories that she got from Reddit. And I'm going to give my own commentary before we end this podcast.
Reasons why she left. This is my latest installment in my series, The Nothing Reasons Why She Left. Men are quick to let us know that women filed the majority of the divorces, but they don't speak to the why she left. So women give their nothing reasons why she left. This woman said, I had a traumatic second trimester miscarriage, which required emergency surgery to stop the hemorrhaging. My religious fundamentalist ex husband said this was a sign from God that I'd be a bad mother. I left that marriage and moved back with my family as soon as the hospital released me.
You can imagine that. So she had a surgery, she lost a baby, and the thing that he could say to her is, "Oh, this is a sign from God that you're gonna be a terrible mom." These are one of the things that people don't talk about when women be filing for divorce out here or leaving relationships, because the main core of the problem is always manipulation and control, and somehow emotional abuse. But nobody want to talk about it. Let's turn a blind eye to all of that.
Katrina says, mine isn't as horrific, but my ex just about ruined my love for reading. He wouldn't let me read in peace and gradually started making passive aggressive comments about how I wasn't talking to him.
So this one was talking about the ex not letting her to enjoy what she does most for on her free time, which is reading. So he makes sure that he makes her he irritates her enough to hate even reading. The one thing that gives you joy.
Let me
Ooh, what is happening? Let me see. I don't know. Okay. That one, don't know if I have a problem with the network. Let me pull it down and then bring it up again. Let me pull it down and bring it up again. Okay. I can't play that particular video in entirety because I don't know. The network is I don't know if it's my network or if it's something else. Let me see. Which one was this? This was okay. You know what? I'm gonna refresh this and I'm gonna come back. Let me just refresh this and then bring up that video again.
Jonah Hill would be called out by one.
Okay, this is not the video. I don't know if I can find it immediately. You know what? I'm gonna say this. You guys let me know. We're gonna end it right here because it's already 30 minutes in. We are 30 minutes in. This is the thing. A lot of the reason a lot of women opt out of relationships is not because women like being alone. It's not because women got something wrong with them. It's mostly all the time is because of being treated badly, being cheated on, being disrespected, all of that. So instead of people talking about women, being the first to serve a divorce paper, they should actually really look into the relationship itself to find out what is the cause. And majority of the time, the man is always the problem. Now, with that being said, I'm going to say this. Thank you all for being here. Do not forget to press that like button and subscribe. And I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.